The Florida Lottery is rolling out a new game, Mega Millions, with starting jackpots of $12 million and drawings every Tuesday and Friday. Florida Lottery players now have even more to celebrate. Play Mega Millions today. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
After decades of wondering if their sons were buried in graves at the now closed Dozier School for Boys, their families will finally get some answers and some closure. Today, the governor and his cabinet green-lighting the exhumation of graves on that property. 10 News reporter pRudie was at today's historic meeting and explains USF's work could help locate the remains of at least 22 boys who died at that school.
Melanie and Charles, USF researchers know of at least 22 boys who died at Dozier, but no one knows where they're buried. Today, USF was given a year to see if they can find the remains of those boys, while also possibly unearthing the answers to a lot of other questions about the controversial school. Thomas Varnado was 13 years old when he died at Dozier back in 1934, but state records don't say where he's buried. USF researchers will now be given the chance to find his remains, along with those of more than 20 other boys who also died at the reform school but can't be located. Of course, the backdrop to this story, former students who continue to make accusations that state guards raped, tortured, and even murdered some boys at the school.
We all know Dozier has a history, part of our Florida history, that we're probably not proud of. We're not exactly sure what happened there, but we know it wasn't good, and it's something that we as Floridians cannot ignore.
In a state as old as Florida is, we're going to have chapters in our history that we're more proud of than others, but there is no shame in searching for the truth.
Already, USF has exposed some troubling facts about Dozier, which was closed in 2011. Using ground-penetrating radar, they found more grave sites at Dozier than previously reported. They found at least 98 deaths occurred at the school between 1914 and 1973, which is 17 more than previously stated. Plus, researchers have identified discrepancies in records regarding the cause and manner of death reported for several boys.
Any comments or objections? Hearing none, the motion carries.
They will find more bodies, and Dozier School story will spill out onto the newspaper, and all of it sorted past, and we'll get it put back in the history book where it should be, you know, and it'll never happen again.
Now, USF will begin work at Dozier by the end of the month, and while the state has already kicked in $190,000 to fund this project, the federal government could soon kick in another $425,000. Reporting from Tallahassee, I'm pRudie, 10 News.